of an irregular shaped object. Okay, so we're going to be using that rock I was talking about earlier. Okay, so we're going to find the volume of this rock. All right, so I'm going to draw a graduated cylinder. Okay, start down here, we got 10. Okay, so we have a graduated cylinder here. All right, now we're going to make sure that we use our eyes really well here. If you remember, they were talking about something called the meniscus. Okay, so if I was going to make this part of mine bigger, okay, so that would be my 15, and then you have the 16, 17, okay? So when I fill up my graduated cylinder and I look at it, it's going to look something like this, okay? So you notice that on the sides, it goes higher than my 15 number. Okay, well that's fine because you want to make sure that you are reading your graduated cylinder right here in the middle of where that water is, okay? And that is what you call the meniscus. I kind of remember it because it starts with an M and you're looking at the middle of where the water is. So you need to remember to measure at the meniscus, all right? So the rock, this is the initial volume, okay? So the initial volume is 15 milliliters, all right? You need to remember that for later, okay? So you got the rock, we're looking for volume, we are going to go by step, okay? So step 1, we just did, okay? Step 1, fill up the graduated cylinder to a specific place. Okay, now if you're doing this on a test or something and it says that you're going to fill it up to 35, then you would fill it up to 35 and that would be your initial volume. But on ours, our specific volume here is 15 milliliters. That is our initial volume. Okay. Step 2, you're going to place the object into the graduated cylinder. Okay, so up here I'm going to draw the rock. Okay, and that's going to be, this is step 2, and you're going to place it into the graduated cylinder. So there's my rock. Okay, so think about it. If you're in the bathtub, let's say that you were little and you filled your bathtub all the way up to the top, and then you got into the bathtub. What would happen to that water? Would it go up or would it go down? Think about that. So when you put this rock into the water, would the water go up or would the water go down? I think I know what you're saying. You're saying it's going to go up. So the third step is to read the graduated cylinder and find the final volume. Okay, so in this case, let's say that the volume goes up to, let's say it goes up to 25. Okay, so the final volume will be 25 milliliters. Okay, now the last step, number 4 here, you have the final volume minus the initial volume. And that's going to equal volume. All right, so let's find these things. Your final volume is here, 25. Minus your initial volume, which was the one up here, 15. So we're going to put 15 down here. Now, if we're going to subtract 25 minus 15, and that's going to give us what? 10 milliliters. So that is our volume. Okay? So if we're going to use our 60 from our first page of notes, then, and we're going to use our 10 from our volume, the density of the rock is D equals M over V. What was our mass from our notes? It was 60. And our volume was 10. So now all we have to do is divide. So 10 divided into 60. 10 will not go into 6. Bring down my 0. 10 will go into 60 6 times. Okay, so the density of the rock is 6 grams over milliliters. Grams per milliliter.